Joe Biden and the White House continuing to deny their involvement in the Trump Mar-a-Lago raid. Very interesting, since they run the Department of Justice. And Attorney General Merrick Garland confirmed that he approved the warrant and the raid personally. We've got Joe Biden now. He's back from his vacation. He came out yesterday and sort of wrecked the economy with cancellation of student loans. And now he had a little conversation with the media, and Fox News has a clip for us. So we're going to cue this one up. Biden is mocking Trump, saying that he doesn't have the power to declassify everything. Who does he think he is? He's just some magical little fairy who can just wave a wand and it all just gets declassified. Here is Joe Biden.
He said that he declassified all these documents. Could he have just declassified them all?
Well, I just want to know I've declassified everything in the world. I'm president. I can do it all. Come on. Declassified everything. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know the detail. I don't even want to know. I'll let the Justice Department take that.
Is it become enough of a national security threat? You need to be briefed on.
Questions there. He says it depends on the documents. It depends on the security. It depends on a lot of things. So the media wants a hard answer out of him. Just yes or no. Do you want this secured or not secured? How bad is Trump really, Mr. President? He says, well, it's kind of a complicated issue. You know, I've got my documents. I'm going to lock them up and so on and so forth.
What do you mean by semi-fascism, sir?
In December, you will...
You know what I mean.
Mr. President.
All right, so Joe Biden really trying to get his bearings straight and figure out where he is. Meanwhile, Karine Pierre over at the White House has a real difficult time having a conversation with Don Lemon over at CNN. And she gets asked some pretty hard questions about what to do about this White House sort of involvement in the DOJ raid of Trump. Let's listen.
I've got to ask you about this because as we're sitting here waiting for this, you know, the affidavit redacted.
It's come out now.
Biden's has been
that we saw recently that you all have reported on. We have been very clear on this.
Have you?
The president was not briefed.
Okay.
No one at the White House was briefed. We are not briefed on investigation. Remember what the president has said during the campaign, and he has said as president, he wanted to make sure that we restore the independence of the Department of Justice. He has been clear about that, especially when it comes to investigations. We do not comment, we do not interfere, and we do not get briefed. So when it comes to the investigation itself, we're just not going to comment.
Are you saying that he didn't know about the actual, that there would be a search warrant carried out? Because he did have to know about it, about
to sign and waive the executive privilege.
Because he had to sign off on the giving the archive.
Again, two different things, right? Okay, we did not know.
Giving the archives.
No.
What is that noise?
I just want to make sure we separate the two, right? When it comes to the actual the search, right. When it comes to the comments that
what?
The Attorney General made recently, I believe it was last week. We did not know about that. We learned about that from your reporting. Now, the letter, that's something totally different. What we did is we deferred to the Department of Justice. I'm going to leave the letter to let the letter speak for itself. That is the National Archivist. They've made that decision with the Department of Justice. Again, we deferred that to the...
You can't do that. You can't just defer stuff out to other agencies when you run that agency and when it's an investigation into your political enemies. That's not appropriate, right? You don't get to just suddenly decide that we are independent as the prosecution is continuing. For some reason, that clip is playing weird, so we'll just go ahead and move on. Nancy Pelosi, who usually is very eager to jump on Donald Trump and to make him sort of pay for, I guess, being the president at one point. She typically likes to get out there and just dunk on this stuff. And she didn't do that today. She says kind of hold your horses. We've got a little bit of pump the brakes a little bit. Don't get too excited. Here's what Nancy says.
The fact that the president would have these documents really needs attention. So again, we won't see what's all in the affidavit because again, there are protections there. But it is important for us to know something, how at risk our national security was.
All right. And so that's Nancy Pelosi, along with Joe Biden and others, all responding to the Mar-a-Lago raid. And it seems like they're all trying to hide behind this idea that they had no idea what was going on. We all know that to not be true. We all know that they wanted this. They've been prepping this for years, and they are about as giddy as they can be. You can see how giddy Joe Biden looks. He's very excited about the potential indictment of Donald Trump, which is probably coming right around the pipe.